Welcome into the Sioux City Journal Sports Coffee Break. Jason Colley, happily joined by Bob Prince, Sioux City Relays co-meet director, as we get into the biggest track and field week of the season. The relays are right around the corner. This is I can't say year 52 because this is the 52nd running of the relays. Bob, you've been involved with probably the last, 25 or so?
You know, I really don't remember. I think it was probably in 92, 93, somewhere in that time frame I got involved. And because, the relay started up again in 1986. And I wasn't directly involved at that point. I ran a few times, and then I think about 92, 93, I got back involved again. So, yeah, it's going on 20-some years
now. And the relays have obviously involved from hand timing to box timing to FAT timing. And you've been a major part of that transformation too. Yeah,
I got pulled into it. Dave pulled me into that, and it was kind of a nice tie for me between the athletics I've been involved in and what I do in a real life with computers and so forth. So, and it really has dramatically changed in many things that we do. The first thing we should mention is how much easier it is to do what we do. I mean, I have to hold out my hat to Dave and those guys that did it. They would literally start the weekend before and sit around and do hand entries. And, Jason, I think you did a little of that as well. So it's just amazing the amount of work where now it's all online. Coaches are used to it, and we actually moved the cutoff date out to Wednesday. And that helps a lot of the back and forth, kids getting hurt and all these other things, and right up till as close as we can because it just works better for everybody. So the technology, what the FAT timing does in terms of our ability to run a meet. I mean, we run 4x1s every minute and a half, and in the old days with people standing around with hand timers, it might be 5 minutes. So we're able to compress into a schedule a lot of events. I think there's 105 running events, and really we're, one race ends and it's not uncommon to be hearing the whistle blow and ready to go. And really technology's driven that. And when the event finishes, we're now at the point where that event's finished. We use the computers to score it and so forth, and it's on the scoreboard or it's on the web now, and the coaches are looking at them with their smartphones. So it's a big dramatic change in the last 20 years on that.
Well, we're going to take a brief glance at a few of the events. Pole vault's being a college event only for athletes in this area, since Iowa doesn't have the pole vault in high school. But it's unique the last couple of years that we've done it on the actual football infield.
Yeah, that's really added a great environment there to doing that. Sioux Falls College gladly brings their portable runway down, and we get everything lined up. It's a lot of work, and the thing about it is a couple of things. One, it's better for the spectators. It's better for the athletes because we can literally adjust the ramp, pit, and so forth to the wind conditions, which you just can't always do on a regular deal. And it's been a real spectator thing. I've had people tell me they just thought it was one of the greatest things they'd ever seen. So that's always fun to be a part of it. A lot of work. Again, we intend to do that again this year, weather permitting, and the weather's going to be beautiful. I got that firsthand. So,
and it's just a sure volume of not only athletes, coaches, volunteers, competitors. I mean, you're talking about more than 20 colleges, more than 40 high schools for 2 days. I mean, over 1,500 kids, and I mean, it takes a lot of planning to pull off a meet like that, and obviously a tremendous amount of support staff that is involved in that too.
Oh, absolutely. I am just marveled at all the pieces that have been put together, and we, myself, Dave Fravel, Nick Gall, and others, obviously, who, have really put together, I think, formula for how we do it. So every year it gets a little easier in some ways. Some things get easier, and some things are just always hard. But in terms of organization, trying to be ready and have everything just clicking and working the way we have to have it. And then the volunteers, the way we do most of the field events, all the field events really, is the schools step up and do a specific event. And if it wasn't for that, that would just be a nightmare. And then we have tons of volunteers at the award stand, at you name it, helping with a field event entry. And so it really is just a great thing to see. In many ways, I have very little to do with that, in my opinion. It's just, all the other people that pull that together and make it happen. So, and it's fun being part of something like that.
Well, we could talk hours and hours about the Sioux City Relays. We're going to touch briefly on 3 or 4 events, and obviously the biggest one, and hopefully no rain this year, is the high school shot put and discus, and the 2 Kingsley Person Phelps family, Kiana Phelps and Nick Phelps, who have kind of set the bar high.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I hope people come out to watch them because they really are special. And Yana is going on to Oregon. I got a chance to meet her a couple weeks ago, and really a nice young lady. I've not met her brother yet, but I think that in itself should be a nice draw for people, because you're going to see some special athletes that don't come through all the time, and we're going to have, if the weather's good and stuff, and you get the right combination, I think you'll have some good throws out there. I know they like coming, and we like having them. So. And
on the track, it's a good year for sprinters, but we have some distance kids coming as well. I mean, it's a good balance.
Yeah, it's it kind of, you see years where it comes and goes, and again, we've got a whole bunch of sprinters, and three of them, in the boy side, and the Jones girl on the west from West High. Again, we're seeing a good turnout that way, and we've seen that pay fruits. A few years ago, we had 1, 2, 3, I believe, in the 100, and who'd have thought that would happen? But it's good. We've got a middle distance kid, Gable from Central Lyon. It's mid distance and distance. Who's just a sophomore. He'll be fun to watch. And it's amazing too. Last year the 800 record got broken, and the guy that had held that record went on to be a national champion and a Olympic caliber. Really, he's made it to the Olympic trials at least. So you see kids like that come through. That's part of the fun too. If we can look back and see the A.G. Krugers and tons of people that have come through and really went on to both success in college at the national level and even into the Olympic trials and things like that. And it's fun to have been part of their lives that way.
Relays get underway at noon on Friday with the hammer throws.
Yep.
I mean, you got to get those out of the way so you can do that.
Yeah, you got to do it. It's a dangerous event, so we like to get done.
First event on the track is the women's 5,000 on Friday, and Saturday starts bright and early, 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
But get there around 11 for the elite 100 and elite 100, because I think those are going to be. It gives a chance for those Class C and Class B kids to run against the big boys.
Yeah, that was something that Dave Adam decided to do a few years ago, and it's been a good thing where we kind of do the class races and then we pull them all together and get to see all classes raced against each other in an open format, and that's turned out to be a real spectator pleasing event as well. And
this year happens to fall on a good year with Drake Relays qualifying. Drake Relays is still 2 weeks away, and action and times on Friday and Saturday Saturday for high schools will get them athletes to possibly qualify for Drake Relays. And Northwest Iowa has always been strong in track and field, and I guess that's kind of been format ever since you ran.
Well, that's a long time ago. But yeah, I'd like to think we're carrying on that same tradition. We've had some up and down years, and now we've really seen a good, strong growth again. I feel like we're back. Certainly, we've made from Spirit Lake all the way down to Glenwood. We've, and people in Sioux City, of course, we've really made an impact on the state level, is for sure.
So tune in to the Sioux City Journal online and the Sioux City Journal paper for continued Sioux City Relay coverage all week long. We try to help out as much as possible with the coverage.
Yeah, and there's no question. The Sioux City Journal has always been great for the Sioux City Relays in terms of getting the word out there and publishing it and being a part of it, and we appreciate that as well.
So check back in online next week and this weekend for recaps of the Journal of how they write up the stories and all the results, because you get and online at SiouxCityJournal.com. Thanks, Bob.
You bet.